Hey everybody, it's Robert. Such a sad occasion. Uh, Sorry I can't be there for the ceremony, but I have written something for Ben, and I haven't memorized it, so I hope you guys will be patient while I just read it to you. Words of Friendship for Ben by Robert Hudgins. It goes without saying that Ben's passing has been a shock and has saddened the many of us that knew Ben. I have to think that occasions like this are sad, but nonetheless part of life and part of being alive. My 45-year friendship with Ben was always full, very alive, and one I will cherish for the rest of my life. He was a great friend. His passing saddens me, and not being able to be there at this time for him, his family, and friends saddens both Sherry and I even more. I first met Ben when we were both working for Honeywell back in 1977. He had hurt one of his knees snow skiing and had surgery soon after I met him. I went to see him in the hospital, even though at the time I barely knew him. He had some interesting candy striper stories to tell about from that hospital stay. We grew to realize we had similar passions outside of work: buffets, barbecue, snow skiing, water skiing, hot cars, hot boats, hot motorcycles, hot women, beer drinking, partying, working out, etc. We were both in our mid-20s and pursuing the things that filled our lives. Consequently, we always had something fun to either discuss or go do. Our friendship was a great time in both of our lives. One event that Ben loved to talk about was when we were out water skiing on Lake Wylie one afternoon. He decided he wanted to ski as fast as the boat we were in would pull him in a straight line on his slalom ski. We were in a 400 horsepower, 21-foot Pickle Fork tunnel speedboat named the Ass Kicker that would go over 100 miles an hour on its own. So we put together a 150-foot ski rope and proceeded to see how fast the Ass Kicker would pull him. We were very close to hitting 90 miles an hour when Ben let go of the rope. I'll never forget how low he was squatted to the water, trying to keep that small ski running straight. Thank goodness he didn't fall going that fast. He was very proud of having done that. I did not want to do it. Ben always had a good thing to say about most anybody. I think Ben liked just about everybody. His pat expression for someone he might not care quite so much about was, "Wow, that guy really has a strange sense of humor." That was just about the worst thing I ever heard Ben say about anybody. He was a gentle and kind soul. Ben did have his concerns, though. He was always concerned about his work, his friends, and most of all, his family. Bruce, Juanita, and Bart were always a topic when I first met him. And then after marriage, it was Molly, Haley, and Max. He was always conscious of his family, thinking about them and very proud of them. Ben loved his cars. For the last few years, it seemed like every time I saw him, he was in a new car. I remember he bought a few Jeep CJs over the years, but never kept one for very long. One time I asked him where his most recent Jeep was, and he said he had sold it. He said he loved the idea of having a Jeep, but driving and riding in a Jeep wasn't really as great as he thought it would be. I also remember Ben telling the story about driving a Camaro pace car out at the track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I think he was there for a Charlotte Chamber of Commerce event and had actually driven one of the Camaros to the track that day. During the day, he was just standing around the other Camaro pace cars that were there. We think someone misstated his name and said Ben Hedrick and offered an opportunity for him to drive the car on the track. He grabbed the opportunity even though he wasn't one of the approved drivers. I would have too. I must say Mac's Speed Shop and the Highway 74 Diner will not be the same without Ben's warm smile and pleasant demeanor. I'll miss our lunches together, and both Sherry and I will miss his presence at our parties and his visits at our office there in Matthews. A good friend can never truly be lost. Their energy lives on in the hearts and minds of those who love them. The friendship extends beyond the mortal realm. I can still sense Ben, and the memories we had together will live forever. I won't say goodbye to Ben because we will meet again someday, somewhere. Cherish your loved ones. Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your heart. Abraham Lincoln said, in the end, it's not the years in your life that count, but the life in your years. Ben, thank you. I am and will always be your friend, Robert Hudgins.